Have you ever went to watch a spooky movie and after you started watching said to yourself, is this really a horror movie? We here at Three Lame Guys have also asked ourselves this question many times. As you can tell, we're a fan of the genre. TJ and I asked Google to give us a list of horror movies in the last 20 years and then decided we would tell you. Is it a horror movie? Before we get started, there are rules. Time for part 4. Let's go. TJ, here we are again. Are we having fun talking about all these movies and whether they are or aren't a horror movie and all the impressive and lovely feedback that you all have given us?
Which we absolutely 100% totally read every day.
Yes.
We really take heart of everything that you say and stuff, words.
I need to change his batteries. Okay.
Poppycock. Let's go.
Let's go. Starting off our list tonight, we have Totally Killer, bro.
Yeah, like totally.
Totally Killer, I think, was a fun little romp through nostalgia forest. I think Totally Killer, though, while Google decides it is a horror movie, it is not. It is a slasher movie. TJ, would you like to say anything about Totally Killer?
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was fun to watch, but it was time travel involved.
Yeah.
There's a sci-fi aspect
Sci-fi
to it.
slasher?
Sci-fi slasher.
Sci-fi slasher.
Yeah. So, as a horror movie, I'm going to say no.
Gonna say no on that one.
No.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I didn't think about the sci-fi aspect of it, but yeah, time travel. We get into some sci-fi stuff there. But I think the overall theme, of slasher kind of automatically disqualifies it, whatever you throw in after that. Because I would argue, too, that it's got a lot of comedy in there as well.
Yeah.
So you have really two things, if you don't count one of our ridiculous rules. But for purposes of this list, you're just going to have to accept it. It's a slasher movie, so it's not a horror movie. TJ, Totally Killer? All right, this one I'm conflicted on, but up next is Abigail. Abigail is sweet little Abigail, the little kid vampire. You know our rules about vampire movies, so it kind of automatically qualifies it, but I feel like there's some things that I'm missing about Abigail. Like, why should it not be a horror movie, TJ?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the action aspect of it. I don't recall the action being overpowering as opposed to like the creepiness of a kid vampire hunting you and the threat of the main vampire coming at the end. So I'm going to say horror movie.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think there was enough action that it wasn't them just stuck in a house bored being stalked by, which again, you don't know till about halfway through who's doing the stalking and killing. You don't know she's getting out of her cage. Abigail. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a horror movie. Should we give it the proper adieu? Abigail. Go watch it.
Or don't. We don't control you.
That's true. Do what you want, because that's what we're going to do. And up next, we're going to talk about Prom Night, the remake from 2012, 2013, whenever the hell it was. I'm going to get this one off the list real quick, TJ. Prom Night is Prom Night, and Prom Night's not a horror movie, it's a slasher movie. Do you have any rebuttal?
No,
right.
No rebuttal. Yeah. Not a horror movie.
Not a horror movie. Not even the original slashers, which are not horror. Prom Night? Nope. Doesn't make the cut. What does make the cut, though, and I think we're in universal agreement on this, Get Out.
Yes.
Get Out. I think Get Out is... They throw you for a curveball in that movie in which you're not ready for.
It was a good movie. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it, and I would definitely say horror movie.
How could you not make it a horror movie? Just the whole aspect. It kind of goes back and gets some Skeleton Key vibes in a way.
Yeah.
Where you have these old people that are trying to get into young people, and then there's a racial aspect to it, which makes things all the more fun. Yeah, TJ, I'm with you. Get Out. It's a horror movie. What might not be, though, is the remake of the movie Carrie with that one girl from Kick-Ass who I never can say her name right, so I'm not even going to try it. Okay, Carrie should be a horror movie.
It should.
But it's not. And hear me out. It's not a horror movie because Carrie's not possessed. There's not ghosts tormenting Carrie. It's people tormenting Carrie. So much to the point where she develops telekinetic abilities and destroys everyone in her wake, as they so much deserved. However, that makes it a sci-fi movie. TJ?
Yeah, I would say it makes it more of a sci-fi movie of someone who has superpowers as opposed to someone who is possessed. Let's look at it. It's like nothing really happens until like the end of the movie, for one. It's just a lot of it is her getting bullied by her mother or parental figure,
Yes.
I guess, and from the kids at school, and then she finally lashes out. But that where she lashes out, does that make it a horror movie because everyone gets locked in this building and gets unalived? No, I mean, she's developed superpowers. She could just as easily have joined Professor X in the X-Men as opposed to Magneto. Right? So I'm going to say no, not a horror movie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. As much as I hate to admit it, and as much as it might make you mad out there, Carrie is not a horror movie. It's a sci-fi movie. So officially, we're going to have to go with no, it's not. Send me your hate. Up next on the list is Smile. And Smile is one of those, I didn't know what to expect when I first watched Smile. And I was absolutely impressed by it because it was something different, something new. I will have to say the only thing I did not like about Smile was the big giant smile monster at the end.
Yeah.
Didn't care for that. Kind of felt like it was...
You didn't need it.
You didn't need it. You didn't have to do it. I feel like you had all this build up to get to there and then you were let down. But Smile, is it a horror movie?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, it follows the tradition of something is happening. You're noticing it. You investigate it. You find someone that this happened to. You go to them for help. They try to help. They give you some advice, but it doesn't really help. And then all goes to hell at the end, right? I mean, that's kind of the classic formula.
Classic format.
Of a horror movie. The only thing I did not like about the movie was the giant smile monster. I felt it was completely unnecessary. You did not need to see that giant smile monster demon thing. The whole fact of someone just sitting there smiling at you, which, we have fat faces, so we can't do the big smiles.
It's creepy enough with our fat faces.
Like, you see that, and it makes you question your sanity is enough for it to be a horror movie. You don't need the giant smile monster. That being said, I would still consider it a horror movie.
I agree. Smile, 100%. Horror movie. Up next, in this one, there's just absolutely no question. I mean, we can discuss it, but I don't think we need to because it is the remake of the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds. And I'm just going to say two more words, Ryan Reynolds. And I'm going to add a word, serious. Ryan Reynolds is the goofball we all know and love. He's America's sweetheart.
He's America's sweetheart from Canada.
Listen, well, I mean, they're about to be a state.
Yeah.
This airs in April. They may already be a state. I don't think it really needs a discussion. I mean, Amityville Horror, it's in the effing title, TJ. Mm-hmm. Do you want to say anything about Amityville, or do you just want to send her to the cleaners?
Send her to the cleaners.
Amityville Horror, it's a horror movie. All right, this one was another kind of niche one. I don't think that really got made the rounds that it could have, but it's Oculus. Oculus has
Karen Gillan. Yeah,
Karen Gillan. It's Karen Gillan.
Yeah,
and then Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica. Oculus. It's very hard to follow. There's a lot of back and forth going back, and basically it's a haunted mirror that makes the people in the household start to kind of lose their mind, go crazy, and kind of. I didn't love the movie. It had all the points. It's one of those that I like. It makes it just because it checked off the boxes.
Yeah. It had the supernatural aspect of it. There's creepiness, it checks all the boxes. Is it a good movie? I wouldn't consider it a good movie, but it checks the boxes that we consider a horror movie. Go back and watch the other videos, find out which boxes those are. Is it a horror movie? Let's just get it out of the way. Sure.
It's a horror movie. Now, here we go. I will preface this by saying, you know how we feel about Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. You know the rules, kids. Is it a horror movie, TJ?
It is not. It is a slasher. I mean, a slasher is a horror, but we would not consider this a horror movie.
And you know what? Just to piss you off, we're not even going to talk about it. TJ, Friday the 13th. Nope.
Good movie, though.
Very good movie. Had Kay or Danielle Pennebaker in it. One of the girls from Disney Channel. She gets stabbed with a machete. She was good in the rest of the movie. Mm-hmm. And then had a guy from Supernatural.
Yeah.
Jared
Padalecki.
Padalecki. That's the one.
Yeah. The other Jared.
Not me. Not me.
This Jared.
I wasn't there.
Not this Jared. Not the short, fat Jared. The tall, skinny Jared.
Tall, skinny Jared. Don't confuse us again. Damn it. All right. Up next on the list, Pet Semetary, the remake. Now, TJ, we have talked about this before because we watched Pet Semetary, the remake. I have one rule specifically, especially when I see a trailer, and it is, I hope they don't screw it up.
Right.
They screwed this up.
Right.
They screwed this up by, doing a lot of things without getting into too many spoilers. The original Pet Semetary, you wouldn't even put the word campy anywhere near it. somehow they made the remake campy in a way. After the child is just
Taken out of the
picture and comes back, it's not even spooky. You almost root for the girl because of what her parents did. How dare you bring me over? I just wanted to dance and ballet, and however, it checks all the boxes again.
It does. It does.
And so reluctantly, TJ, Pet Semetary, the remake, it's a horror movie. It's not a good movie, though.
No.
Up next on the list, Silent Hill. Now, Silent Hill is a movie about a video game that's about a bunch of different things that I don't think are really explained, so they had to like kind of put some stuff together in the movie to make it more movie-like. It's freaky, it's spooky. There's a giant man with a giant sword, and he goes around doing giant things. There's a bunch of nurses with their eyes missing. I don't know if Silent Hill's a horror movie, TJ. What do you think?
Yeah, see, I'm going to say no. It's based on a video game, and there's too much of a sci-fi aspect of it. There's too much action to it. It's not a horror movie.
Actually the worst part about this movie, Sean Bean didn't die.
That we know of?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the girl from Walking Dead
as
playing
the cop.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, she gets burned alive.
I don't know. It's based on a video game. To me, like a lot of stuff based on video games, I wouldn't.
It doesn't translate well.
Yeah, it doesn't translate well. So
Look at Street Fighter.
Street Fighter was an excellent movie. As a matter of fact, it should have won an Academy Award.
So should you for that performance right there.
As much as Street Fighter is a horrible movie, I still love it.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Silent Hill? No, it's not. All right, and finishing off our list for part 4 tonight, The Witch, or as TJ likes to call it,
The Vavitch.
because if you've ever seen the movie poster, those are 2 V's and not a double U, which makes no sense when you really think about it in the English language.
Yeah.
It's a double V, kids.
Yeah.
It was close. Here's my problem with the Vavitch. Here's my problem with the witch. You find out in the last 45 seconds of the movie, it could be the devil. Somebody talks to her and she goes off prancing naked into the woods around a fire pit with a bunch of other naked people. And to my chagrin, there were no close-ups of this, just a long shot away, which was utterly sad. But anyways, up until that, you didn't really know. You didn't really know what was going on. It's like, is mom and dad just crazy? The goat just killed that guy? Who took the baby? Like, you don't know. Like, you're leaning almost towards the aspect of, because I think the brother dies too. Like, everybody, this is one of those, like, everybody dies. But you're left kind of, you don't know. You just think, and then at the last second, you're like, oh, it's the devil. Okay. You can't be a horror movie and have 30 seconds of horror. It doesn't work that way. And so do you want to add anything before I throw this thing in the trash?
No, I mean, it's obviously it's like a period piece kind of movie,
That's
it's
fair
something
too.
that takes place like in the,
1600s.
old, 1600, nothing, no modern amenities or anything like that. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was kind of like a modern witch or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it was very boring. It was very slow. And I just know that like whenever I watched it, it did not hold my attention.
It was one of those you use the 10-second feature.
Yeah.
A little bit. You can't have an hour and a half movie with only 30 seconds of horror and try to call it a horror movie. So The Witch, it's not a horror movie. It was so close though. Kind of.
It had potential.
All right, guys, what did you think of part 4 of our list? Do you agree with this? Do you not agree with this? Did we get it wrong? Of course not. But if you think we did, comment below and let us know what you would have done differently. Probably not anything better, if we're being honest. You can't. I mean,
Yeah, we're the experts.
we're the experts here. And if you disagree with us, like this video because we hate it when you do that. All right, like, comment, subscribe, smash dingies. We're out, and we will see you next time with part 5 of Is It or Is It Not a Horror Movie? Okay, bye.